Hello YouTube, UAV Marky here with a review of the Smart 2 UFO S660. Got mine from Amazon for 15 quid and it's still being listed there for 15 quid. Right, quite a lot to say about this one. When I first got it, obviously it didn't have the face there. It was that way. That's the way it flew. Came with this transmitter, with these stupid dial adjustment things for well, that's how you adjust it with the dials, which was really problematic. Basically, I don't think this controller was made for this quadcopter. The controller looks nice, but the controllers, you basically can't. I couldn't fly it steady with this controller whatsoever. I really hate the controller. And also with this controller it flew this way. This was the front, had the white props at the front. I've kept it that way, but it flew that way. That was front. Very unusual with the open at the front. Didn't really like it that way. Had the red LEDs at the front, which didn't really work for me. I thought it was backwards. Anyway, I changed the props over to these flattened props. That's one mod I have done. Obviously, I removed the canopy. I removed the prop guard protector. It was a really nice, thick, well-made prop guard protector. The two screws either side of the motor mounts to mount it. I thought it was a bit overkill. And what I did do was cut the prop guards down. You could basically, there was a little strut there as well. You basically could mount them just like that, which I did do for a while before removing them completely. But that was perfectly fine. So you can cut the prop guard down if you like. Anyhow, with this controller, this Smart 2 flies like crap. It's completely useless until I found this controller. Now this is an Exceed controller with a digital readout. I got this controller with the Eachine HX8957V from Banggood. Awesome little flyer, and this controller is really nice, and it bound with my Smart 2, which I was pretty chuffed with. But I tried to fly it and it went off in the wrong direction. I was like, what's going on there? Turned it around, and basically this controller has turned what was a crap quadcopter into a really nice flying quadcopter. I compare it now to the F180. Similar build quality, similar fly style with this Exceed controller. It's got 3 rates, unlike with the stock controller only had 2. Stock controller was a waste of time. But as it says, now it flies forwards for me, but backwards from what it originally came as. Because that's the way it used to fly. Now it flies backwards. That's why I put that cute face on. But what I did find is, the reason I put the face on is because at the back, because this moulded body is really nice. It's got the raised ridges. It's not just painted on. There's a ridge line there and ridge line there. It's proper moulded, well made, hard, really nicely well made quadcopter. It's slightly bigger than the F180, but if you look at it, I would say it was made by the same company that made the F180. Because the design of it is almost identical to the F180 with the legs. If you look at the legs, the way the legs come out and the arms, this was obviously the way it was made originally, and this was obviously the transmitter or the protocol it was made to fly with. Probably this transmitter, because I've noticed with this transmitter it's got fly written on the back. Guess what this quadcopter's got written on the back? Yes, fly. So my guess is this transmitter, Exceed transmitter, and this Smart 2 quadcopter was separated at birth, and now I've reunited them. It's a wonderful flying little quadcopter, and I'd say it was part of the F180 family. because everything about it, even the bottom, if you look at the bottom, let's take this battery out. If you look at the bottom markings, the screws are in similar places to the F180. Even the cutouts, look at that front cutout, same. Even the back cutout there, back cutout, same as the F180. And the feel and the quality and the plastic and the moulding, everything about this screams F180. So these two were separated at birth as far as I was concerned. With this controller, this is an awesome little flyer. What else? You're looking at it and you probably think, oh, it's got a bit of a chunky body compared to the F180. Well, yeah, it's slightly a bit wider and longer than the F180, but not by much. You can see it's just got a slightly bigger footprint than the F180. But what it does allow for is, because you've got a big hole there, basically I can fit a 350 battery in there, which I can't do with the F180 or any of these sized quadcopters. But with this, here's a 350 battery, compare it to 250 battery, quite a bit longer. If I tried it in the F180, that basically sticks out like a sore thumb. But with my Smart 2, plenty of space for a 350 size battery. Now another thing, if I can find that battery, the battery that it came with states it's a 350 size battery, which it's not. It's the same size as a 250 as far as I'm concerned. I think it's been misprinted. The specs on the website says it came with a 300mm battery, so my guess is the stock battery it comes with is a 250 size, that sized battery. It fits well, but it's a bit on the looser side, if you can, as you can see, but it's okay. But a 350 battery, it flies well with a 350 as well, so it takes 350 and 250, which is, for me, I've got loads of different batteries, lots of 350s and 250s, and the fact I can use a 350 and a 250 with the Smart 2, big bonus. With this Exceed controller, makes it an awesome quadcopter. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick test flight. I will always also say the build quality is awesome on this Smart 2. The LEDs are actually moulded into the base. I've never seen that on any quadcopter, and what that does basically is, these are super bright LEDs, and this is like flying a torch. The light that this puts out for just, and it's also got internal LEDs in there for when the low battery goes off. These two flashes like that, so that's the low battery. But these lights stay on all the time, but they're really bright. It's like flying a torch. Really like the LEDs on this one. That's about it. I realised that part of the body at the back, if you can see, I don't know if you can see it, it's flattened. It's like that was made there for a set of eyes like that. That's why I put the eyes there. It's like, you know, there was originally something there at the back. Because why would that be flat like that? It should be rounded with the body, but it's not. It's flattened. So the eyes sit perfectly on that flattened bit, and little mouth, little character. So I think that was its original design and purpose. And obviously with the Exceed controller, it now flies the right way around for me. You got the red LEDs at the back now, and the blue at the front. Let's do a flip. Don't like really doing flips with this controller. That's the only downside about the Exceed controller. You have to hold your button on for flips. But the flips are pretty nice. Gyro's pretty good, not going out or anything. Flips adds throttle. I think there's throttle mixing on this as well with this controller. So the Exceed controller has basically made this a completely different mini quad. Totally flyable. Does well on the batteries. But outside in the wind, I was shocked. I've got after this, I've filmed a night flight in the snow. It was snowing at night with and it was really windy, really gaily, and this little thing flew really well in the snow and the wind at night. And I'll add that on to the end of this, so you can see that. So keep watching for the night flight. You'll be amazed how bright and how much light this thing throws down with its LEDs. It basically throws down a little searchlight, and it's quite bright in here. You can still see on the floor, if I can get low enough, how bright them LEDs are. They're really, really bright at night. You can really see them. It's like a torch searchlight when you're flying this at night, with the light it puts down on the ground. Is really good. So that's one of the things I really like about this, is its LEDs are flush mounted, really bright, and put out a lot of light. The low battery warning is okay, but you've got to be underneath to see it. If I show you here, the low battery warning comes out of the middle. These two LEDs, there's two internal LEDs that aren't as bright as these ones. They're not flush mounted, obviously, and they're different LEDs. But yeah, there's two LEDs in the middle, and they will flash for low battery, so you've basically got to be underneath it to see that. So, but you can feel it. It's really good on its battery. It just flies like the F180. It's in the same, as I said, the same people made this and the F180, in my opinion. But it's a really, the Smart is a really nice flyer. Does everything I want it to. Not the fastest Euro in the world, but it's adequate. But it does shift pretty fast. And I'm not doing full throttle in here, because it's chunky and on the heavier side. It handles the wind well, and it's just got that feel about it with this controller. It just feels right. F180 all over. So I'd recommend this as long as you have this controller. Without this controller, utter rubbish. But with the Exceed controller, I'll put links down to the controller. But yeah, with the Exceed controller, makes this little quadcopter Smart 2 awesome. With the stock controller, utter rubbish. So I'll put write more details about the this Exceed controller, because you will need this with this quadcopter, and it turns it around, and basically it totally turns the thing around. Anyway, that's me out. See you later.